Good morning. For all who are here with us at our headquarters, as well as you who are able to join us online, welcome to the Miroku Association Monthly Appreciation Service. We have gathered today to express our gratitude to God and Meishu Sama for the protection, help, and countless blessings we have received this past month, and to ask permission to serve the divine plan throughout this coming month. We will begin our service today with the presentation of offerings to God. Please remain seated and pray along silently for the opening prayer.
Great God of light, with our deepest respect, we have gathered here at the Miroku Association headquarters to celebrate our monthly appreciation service. We humbly offer you our prayers of praise, appreciation for protection, help, and the countless blessings we have received this past month, and to ask for permission, guidance, and inspiration to serve in your divine work of the construction of paradise on earth. Please accept the materialization of our gratitude through our in-person and virtual presence, our monetary offerings, and by guiding our relatives and friends. Please give us strength and wisdom to practice this year's guidelines in our everyday life. Based on the sacred teachings and pragmatism of Meishu Sama, let us engage in our practices of faith by intensifying our dedication through Jorei, through donations of gratitude, by our guiding and training individuals capable of overcoming purifications, and by living in accordance with the daylight age. May we receive greater light and spiritual strength to realize Meixo Sama's ideals in our hearts, our homes, and our communities so we become effective instruments of your divine light to bring happiness to everyone around us. May the new age of happiness and everlasting peace, where love, goodwill, and understanding prevail, soon become a reality.
Please stand and join us for the Amatsu Norito, the prayer of heaven, followed by the Miroku prayer.
Taka amahara ni kamuzumarimasu. Kamurogi kamurogi no mikoto mochite. Sumemi oya kamu isanagi no mikoto. Tsukushi no imukano tachihana no. Odono ahagi harani, misogi harai tamo, toki minari maseu, harai ono kami tachi, moro moro no magagoto sumike areo. Arai tamai kiyome tamai tomao sukoto no yoshiro. Amatsu kami kurisu kami aoyorosu no kami tashi tomoni. Ame no uchi komando mini furitatete. Ikoshi meseto, kashikomi, kashikomi, momaosu. Miroku o mikami, mamori tamae, sakihae tamae. Miroku o mikami, mamori tamae, sakihae tamae. Oshie miyo ya nushi no kami, mamori tamae, sakihae tamae. Oshie miyo ya nushi no kami, mamori tamae, sakihae tamae. Kamagara tamachi haemase. Kamagara tamachi haemase. Great God of light, creator and giver of all life. In accordance with your divine will, The long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan, and for the privilege of gently and receiving joy. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified, as we lead your truth given to us by nature's Son. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized, with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your glory.
Please be seated. We will now receive group Jore. Jury is now concluded. Let us listen to a teaching of Meishu Sama.
Truth, virtue, and beauty. By teaching truth, virtuous living, and the enjoyment of beauty, I guide people to the pathway of heaven. Truth is the way, virtue is the deed, and beauty is the heart. I am helping others to live these ideals. Truth gives birth to goodness and creates a virtuous heart. Goodness manifests as beauty. Let all seekers know this. Paradise on earth, the creation of which is our goal, is a world where truth, virtue, and beauty are expressed in perfect form. Truth, of course, means that which is true. It is the ultimate reality, the right state of a thing, without any impurity or opacity, with no aberration. Virtue, the opposite of vice, is the product of a belief in God who is truth. The atheistic denial of such a belief is the position material science takes as its basis. With respect to beauty, while it is true that the progress of civilization has increased elements of beauty a great deal, the majority of people cannot always partake of them. It is only the privileged classes who are blessed with beautiful clothes, delicious foods, and stately residences, while the rest of humanity can barely manage to stay alive. The modern age is heaven for the wealthy, while it is hell for the poor. If this great fault underlying our present civilization can be corrected, giving all an equal opportunity for happiness, then we will be living in a truly civilized world. We believe it is the mission of our organization to help create such a world. Rejoice, for the time has come when a dream will soon become a reality on this very planet.
Let's have greetings from the President of Miroku Association, Reverend Marco Negrão.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I first express my heartfelt gratitude for your support that you continuously exercise through your dedicated participating in our daily and monthly services, be it in person or online, as well as your consistent engagement in our practice of faith, centered on the practice of Jodei and the study of Meishu Sama's teachings. I also want to thank you for your prayers towards victims of wars, of natural disasters, as well as man-made disasters. Today's service is dedicated to world peace. Before I will go much deeper into that,
the teaching today, we heard about the aspects of beauty. And there is something fantastic coming up, something really amazing regarding beauty. For that, I would like to ask Reverend Terry Sato to make the announcement of what we may expect in this near future. Please, Reverend.
Have you ever been in a place like uplifting your soul and filled with strong vibration that transform your whole being to a totally different self and living in the like paradise? Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Well, that's what I experienced in April. We had the same exhibition in April here, and surrounded by all those Mesa's original calligraphies, and then flowers everywhere. And you can even take your flowers to your home, and you can also experience the arranging Sangit flowers here as a workshop. Of course, you have to make donations, but yeah, and also you can experience writing calligraphies. And that's a great practice, because you can send just thought to how Mesama can write those original calligraphies. Calligraphies, that's very significant to our life as a Jorei member, because Mesama's calligraphy is in our focal point, right? That's why we are able to give Jorei to others. And second, these original calligraphies, Mesama wrote lots of passion in it and love in it. So by appreciating those original calligraphies, you can feel it. So that's why I experienced lots of strong vibration in April. And thirdly, by understanding the significance of calligraphy, you can give a thought and you can deeply connect with Mesama, the original source of energy that saves a whole entire world. So you have 3 reasons to come to this event in October we have. So it's special art exhibition, a flower arrangement, and calligraphies. It's called floral illumination, where the autumn sangets and light of mystic calligraphy speak. That's wonderful, isn't it? So you can come and experience this vibration in October. So the flyer is, I put it in the entrance, but October 11th and 12th. And 11th, we have opening ceremony, and you will receive some kind of tour. And also the Saturday, October 12th, you can experience those whole exhibition, and also you can experience the workshop I just explained, the flower workshop and calligraphy workshop. And at the calligraphy workshop, you might experience very difficult time to write those calligraphies, the Japanese writing. But you might take a time and very slowly, right? Then writing just one character, it might take probably maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. But you know what? Mesama wrote those original calligraphy in 5 seconds. It's very fast. Yeah. So you can learn those kind of things at the same time. I mean, the workshop and this exhibition. It's October 12th, 11th is the opening ceremony. So you all invited to come and enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Terry. It's all the presentation, I'm sure you will all be here. There's this excerpt from Mesama's teachings entitled The Art of God that is related to our service today. It goes like this: any political doctrine or thought is like a single color made to fit one specific area or group. It is similar to a color in a painting. That color is meant to stay within its boundary and not cross over into an area or group for which another color is designed. Any attempt to do so creates disharmony, producing friction that eventually develops into major conflict. God's great painting is based on love for all humanity. So although victory seems to come to one or another would-be conqueror, it cannot last. The actions of the apparent victor are always self-defeating in the end. Powerful countries should not try to paint weaker countries with their own colors, but instead should help to bring out more clearly the beauty of the other's individual colors. In this sense, church and state may be compared. If a religion or philosophy tries to paint another one with its particular color, it is going against God's own plan and the progress of the times. Someday, when every country learns that peace is the only way of life, this will become one world under one God, with all parts working together in their individual ways for the common good. When it becomes a reality, paradise on earth will have been completed, and the great painter's masterpiece will be perfect as he created it to be. We also have in the teaching we just listened to today the following passage. With respect to beauty, while it is true that the progress of civilization has increased elements of beauty a great deal, the majority of people cannot always partake of them. It's only the privileged classes who are blessed with beautiful clothes, delicious foods, and stately residences, but the rest of humanity can barely manage to stay alive. The modern age is heaven for the wealthy, while it's hell for the poor. If this great fault underlying our present civilization can be corrected, giving all an equal opportunity for happiness, then we will be living in a truly civilized world. We believe it is the mission of our organization to help create such a world. Rejoice, for the time has come when this dream will soon become a reality on this very planet. I select these excerpts from today's teaching to honor the theme of our service in August, which we normally dedicate to world peace. That is why I sincerely appreciate your daily prayers for a world without wars and all sorts of conflicts. I believe that is a fundamental requisite. This is a fundamental requisite for world peace, the concept that all should be given an equal opportunity. And as Meishu Sama put it, this is the mission of our church to help create such a world. In order to fulfill this unprecedented mission, Meishu Sama taught us that our practice, albeit simple, possess the power to transform a chaotic society into a paradise-like place. These practices, to name a few, are the sacred Jorei, in guiding those around us to find their divine purpose through Meishu Sama's teachings, so that they can become effective instruments in the work of constructing paradise on earth. When we earnestly engage in the Jorei practice, our spirits and bodies become purified, which help us become more patient and tolerant toward others. If, as an individual, I am able to avoid confrontations, this will be one aspect of my contribution towards world peace. A famous church song we used to sing in the 90s reflects this spirit. It's called "Let There Be Peace on Earth." Maybe you're familiar with it. And one of its verses defines the approach each individual should strive for. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. When I'm able to introduce someone to the marvels our movement can bring, my own spiritual level will be elevated, and I will be more prone to manifest harmony on my surroundings. My own ancestors, too, will surely elevate their spiritual levels as well. In this regard, Nidai-sama, our second spiritual leader, and Meishu-sama's wife, had these writings to share about guiding others to the Divine Light program. God has chosen each of us so we may be used to help purify the world and thus raise it to a higher level. God has shown us how powerful His divine light is, for we have seen many miracles manifested through Jorei. The best approach to some people is to advise them to try Jorei first, before giving them any detailed explanation about it. Let us simply channel and leave the rest to God. After they have experienced the results, these people will be more open-minded and will be more willing to listen to what we have to say. By relying solely on God, the divine power will be focused with greater strength. So we'll be more successful in guiding others to the Divine Light program through Jorei. Also, she wrote about this worldwide purification. There are many individuals who have little or no faith in God and the things of the Spirit. However, it was clearly shown in the revelation Meishu-sama received from God that when the present cycle ends, all the people of the world will come to believe in God completely. Before this happens, there will be a great worldwide purification. This was revealed to Meishu-sama as part of God's plan. If God had decided to do this abruptly, there would be very few individuals who could be saved. It was for this reason God gave us Jorei, so we might purify our own selves and as many others as possible before this change. God's great love is manifested through Jorei, for it is truly raising the vibration of the world, transforming it so the inevitable cataclysm may be lessened in severity. What should we be doing, we who are endowed with the power to channel God's divine light? We should be awakening as many people as possible to God and His plan through Jorei, so they too may become a part of the Divine Light program. This is the foremost responsibility of our church and its members individually. God sent Meishu-sama to establish the Divine Light program so the world could be purified and saved by this. If we dilly-dally in the coming cleansing activity, we will have a major effect on the entire world. If this happens, those of us who have had the privilege of channeling the Divine Light can have no excuse to offer. So when Nidai-sama talks about those who were guided to become part of the Divine Light program, I truly believe she means these individuals receiving the sacred focal point, the Ohikari, so that they can make major contributions towards the happiness of others, which will manifest as happiness for themselves. Now I have a faith experience I'd like to be shared, and we ask Delva Leon to share it with us, which it relates to our theme today. Please.
Hello, everyone. This is the faith experience of Dulciele Rodrigues de Faria from Jaçanã, São Paulo. In 2019, Dulciele suffered from severe migraine attacks, abdominal pain, and sleep difficulties, and she took various medications. Simultaneously, she also experienced constant conflicts with her husband and their two children, a 21-year-old son and a 13-year-old daughter. She had many debts, and her salary was insufficient to cover all of the expenses. This financial strain led to the loss of their financed apartment and car. During this challenging period, a friend from work invited her to visit the Jorei Center, and after receiving her first Jorei, she was really impressed by the improvement in her migraine. She began attending the church regularly, receiving an average of 4 to 6 Jorei sessions per day. This new routine brought significant changes to her life. She started to sleep better and felt calmer, realizing that Joray brought her joy and strengthened her to face her problems. Inspired by these positive changes, Ducieli desired to help others to also find salvation. She introduced her husband and daughter to Joray, and together they began the membership classes. In July of 2019, they all joined our faith. Ducieli dedicated herself to channeling Joray daily, cleaning, receiving members and visitors, and as well as MC at the monthly appreciation services. These practices led to a significant decrease in her migraines and abdominal pain, allowing her to reduce her medication intake. Simultaneously, her family relationships became more harmonious. In May of 2022, Ducieli's efforts were further rewarded when she secured a new job with a salary 5 times higher, allowing her to pay off her debts and achieve her dream of home ownership. She offered a special donation of gratitude and remained committed to her dedications. In June of 2023, she submitted the names of her sister and brother-in-law for the Paradise on Earth service, hoping that they would join her faith. To her surprise, on the following month, her sister received the Ohikari, Sacred Focal Point, and her brother-in-law also began participating in the center activities. Currently, Ducieli no longer suffers from migraines, abdominal pain, or insomnia, and her financial situation is also stable. Reflecting on her journey, she understands the power of prayer and the practices of faith. She's deeply grateful to God Image Sama, as well as to her friend who introduced her to the path of salvation. With renewed determination, she continues to devote herself to the divine work and guide as many people as possible. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. There are many forms of discrimination and intolerance that contribute to conflicts and disharmony. I have an experience of my own that I'm going to share with you. In the mid-2000s, as part of my training in Africa with the late Reverend Francisco Fernandez, I was given the permission to visit Johannesburg, Pretoria, and the suburbs of Soweto. It gave me a small glimpse of the social differences the European descendants and the native Africans had. My visit included the Voortrekker, a monument erected to commemorate the Africans and Dutch that left the Cape Colony on the 19th century. By my senses, somehow told me that this was an edifice erected to perpetuate the idea that Europeans were superior to those of the African race. I then visited a group of members to channel Joray. When a person receiving Joray from another minister received a spirit in need of light, that minister of the African race kept channeling Joray and chanting prayers like the Amatonamita for the spirit's salvation. But the spirit didn't show any reaction whatsoever. The minister earnestly kept channeling, giving Joray and praying. Still nothing changed. Then suddenly, the spirit turned to me and said, "From him I accept." It turned out that such spirit was someone of European ancestry and full of racism in his heart, was refusing to accept prayers of non-white people. I was shocked to learn that although in need of light, a racist, whether it be a spirit or not, may go as far as refusing prayers for their own salvation if those praying are not representatives of their own race. The spirit in question then, I will peacefully return to wherever he came from. I sincerely pray that he was able to elevate his spiritual level, to change his heart, and to inspire his descendants to accept others for what they are, and in this case, regardless of the color of their skins. Another experience that I had is regarding the Peace Park in Hiroshima that I was once able to visit in 1988. After my training period was coming to a conclusion in Japan, my group was giving a tour as a graduation gift to the cities of Nara, Kyoto, and Hiroshima. In Nara and Kyoto, we were delighted to see many ancient temples, but especially thrilled to pray at the Heian-kyo sacred grounds. While in the Hiroshima prefecture, which is like the state, I was being teased by my peers because that was the land of my sweetheart. But going to the city of Hiroshima was a different story altogether. We visited the Peace Park, which was created as a symbol of perhaps the most horrendous act of atrocity in the history of humanity, the destruction of lives by the atomic bombs, and to promote the meaning of that park to the efforts for similar catastrophe never again to happen. The historical museum about the tragedy and adjacent to the park was also visited by us. I have visited throughout my life many depressing places, battlefields, sites of accidents, etc. But still none of them matched the level of heavy vibration and disgusting mood as I have felt there. Thank God it was the end part of the journey. From there we took the train back to the Atami sacred grounds, and like me, we were all quiet and keeping to ourselves. If that visit to that museum will happen in the beginning, it will probably spoil our whole trip. Unless you are insensitive, it is better to be emotionally prepared for this visit. Nonetheless, for awareness and educational purposes, it is important for people to feel the intensity existing there and make decisive efforts for peace prevailing in the world. Finally, there is an inspiring fragment from Mesama's teaching that I also want to share with you today, taken from the teaching entitled Heroes of Peace. Mesama starts, "Here I feel I must write a little about my work. As most of you must already be aware, I have chosen 3 places of scenic beauty, namely Hakone, Atami, and Kyoto, have designated them as our sacred grounds, and I'm constructing a prototype of paradise on earth at each one. The purpose of such prototypes is to make miniature paradises which contain in harmonious union the characteristic beauties of Japan and also those of other countries. These prototypes include big gardens with the scenic wonders of mountains and water, museums dedicated to the arts, religious temples of most unconventional style, and so forth. Besides the above, our church is devoting itself to developing new areas in the arts of healing and also in farming. We're also awakening people to the reality of God through an impressive number of miracles. Thus, by means of all these unprecedented things, we are spreading the word. They are the important basic parts of God's plan for establishing a new world where truth, virtue, and beauty are expressed in perfect balance. Now, I would like to tell you about our various construction projects, which will be manifested in the future. I have the entire plan completed in my mind, and I'm only waiting for the right time. Every part will gradually become a reality, one at a time, as the schedule advances. This will be in such a huge scale that it will be hard for anyone to imagine its fulfillment, for it is, as it were, a creation of a new civilization. As you see, our work is not that of a religion in the ordinary sense. It is so tremendous that it's hard for us to give it an appropriate name. For all that, the work is being carried out exactly as it has been revealed to me. And I myself am really surprised at the accuracy with which God's plan is progressing. As you know, by studying our history, it was in August of 1947 that our religious organization was finally incorporated. So it has achieved a wonderful expansion you see today. So I was talking 1953, only 6 short years, and that has been done in spite of all the hard experience of oppression by authorities, lack of understanding on the part of journalists, and various other disturbances. Indeed, we cannot possibly think of this as a human accomplishment. God's work will surely continue to advance according to the plan He has decided upon, and eventually, when the right time comes, the curtain of the divine drama will be raised and will open on the stage called the world. This thought alone arouses immense enthusiasm within us. At that time, truly amazing miracles will be manifested one after another, and scenes will develop that will thrill you with stirring emotions. We look forward to that time with great expectations. I too have such anticipations, and because God has chosen me to carry out this plan of His, I think of myself as a kind of hero of peace. Thank you very much. Have a safe return to your homes, and have a joyful and successful month of engagement in our practice of faith. Thank you.
This concludes our service today. Thank you very much for joining us. We wish you a blessed day.